Hi guys, this is Rainy from R&Y Garage and welcome to another episode of our Sundays with Rainy. Thanks for following us and watching the videos and enjoying the lessons. One or the other ones helps. We will give you some information about cars, about their problems and so on. The topic of this week is when your car hits the red line. With the red line, I don't talk about the red line on your RPM gauge. I'm talking about the temperature gauge. When your temperature gauge goes up and it hits the red line, the red mark on your temperature gauge, you know what happened. Your car is overheating. And this is a very serious case. If the needle hits the red line, your car is overheating, it is critical, and you should not just drive continue. There are a few steps you can do yourself to avoid bigger problem, which I will explain you. When that happens, I recommend stop the car, open the bonnet, and see if there are following things a problem. It could be easy, simple things like a serpentine belt broke, which drives the water pump. It could be a clock thermostat, what you don't see from the outside. It could be a fan. It could be a rusty system, a coolant system. It could be very badly your radiator fluid, your coolant just leaks out, your radiator is broken. So in all that cases, stop the car, don't drive continue, find the next garage, load your car on the truck and bring it to a garage, let them inspect it. Some cases we can repair it very simply by fixing a radiator hose, fixing a radiator, topping up our coolant. It will bring us back home. But in some cases it is more critical and there is a leaking head gasket or a cracked cylinder head or a cracked engine block, which is very critical, and this can lead to severe damage and expensive repairs on your car. So here we are. We will show you how we test that our radiator system, that engine, if there is a leaking cylinder head gasket. So we started. So this client of this car came to us and he said he has some coolant lost. So we started the engine now and we are testing first. Are there any bubbles coming out of this radiator here? This would indicate us there's some extra pressure coming in from the combustion chamber, which presses out through your head gasket and leaks into the coolant system, and that heats up the car. That heats up the coolant and it pressurizes the system to a point where your hoses are popping off and where it presses out into the overflow tank and you're losing coolant. In this case here at the moment we cannot see much on that because the bubbles can be so tiny that you don't see them, but there can be still a tiny little head gasket leak which you don't see, but it is there. And some cars you can run them for 2-3 hours through the city, there's no problem, but as soon as you go on the expressway and you hit the throttle, it will push out and it will overheat the system to a point where your radiator cracks and so on. We will test that with you now with a test kit, and this is I have it here, combustion gas leak test kit. It tests the CO2 in your radiator system, in your coolant system, and it sees if there's CO2 coming out, and that means we are having a head gasket problem. Let's do that together. I will start with that and we will see the results. What we are having here is these two chambers. The air from the radiator system, from the coolant system goes in, gets sucked up, and we are filling that up with a magic fluid. Still today, I don't know what it is. If you know it, put it in the comments. What is that stuff in here? It is a blue fluid to the line. And what it does when we have a combustion leak, it will turn into green or even yellow. We'll close that, we'll put that suction thing on, and we will put that on our radiator system and suck the air from here in, and we will accelerate. So we tested it now for 5 minutes here, and even though it mixed a little bit with the coolant, but if there's an issue, the way I revved the engine up, there should have been some combustion gases, and that would have turned into a yellow or green color, and that would show us that the head gasket has a crack. In this case, we're having a positive result. We don't have a leak here in your head gasket system. There must be a spoiled radiator, maybe a thermostat, and we will investigate further. But at least we can tell the client now, you don't have a head gasket problem. You don't need to dismantle your engine and rebuild that. The good result for today. So again, this result was a positive result. The client doesn't need anything on the head gasket. But here in the video, we will show you how it looks like if you have a head gasket problem. The fluid turns in green or yellow. I hope you enjoyed that video for this Sunday and our little lesson. We what not to do. In general, stop when your car is overheating. That's the message to you. Guys, we are working on a YouTube channel where we will change the link as soon as possible and where you can subscribe and like our videos. I hope you enjoyed it and hope to see you next week again. Peace out.